Are you preparing for the Microsoft Developing AI Cloud Solutions on Azure exam? Let's test your knowledge with AI-200 practice questions covering Azure AI services, cloud application development, AI workloads, data, security, deployment, and monitoring. Check your answer after every AI-200 question and keep track of your score. For more AI-200 practice questions and complete exam preparation, visit Study for Exam using the link in the description. Let's get started with question 1. Question 1. You are developing an AI-powered application on Azure. What should you identify first when designing the solution? A. The business requirements and workload objectives. B. The application's screen resolution. C. The developer's preferred keyboard. D. The number of browser tabs. Correct answer. A. The business requirements and workload objectives. Explanation. Successful cloud AI solutions begin with understanding business requirements, workload goals, expected users, data needs, security requirements, and performance expectations. Question 2. An application needs to generate natural language responses from user prompts. Which capability should the developer consider? A. Azure OpenAI models. B. Azure DNS. C. Azure Load Balancer. D. Azure Firewall. Correct answer. A. Azure OpenAI models. Explanation. Azure OpenAI capabilities can be used to build applications that generate text and other AI-powered responses based on prompts and application context. Question 3. A company wants its AI application to answer questions using internal documentation. Which architecture is appropriate? A. Retrieval-Augmented Generation. B. Static web hosting only. C. DNS forwarding. D. Manual server administration. Correct answer. A. Retrieval-Augmented Generation. Explanation. RAG retrieves relevant information from an organization's knowledge sources and provides that information to the model as context before generating a response. Question 4. What is the purpose of embeddings in an AI solution? A. Represent content as numerical vectors for semantic comparison. B. Encrypt user passwords. C. Configure virtual networks. D. Manage application identities. Correct answer. A. Represent content as numerical vectors for semantic comparison. Explanation. Embeddings represent content such as text as vectors. Applications can compare these vectors to find semantically similar content and support intelligent search and retrieval scenarios. Question 5. An AI application needs to retrieve documents based on their meaning rather than exact keywords. Which capability is most useful? A. Vector search. B. DNS lookup. C. File compression. D. Load balancing. Correct answer. A. Vector search. Explanation. Vector search uses embeddings to identify content with similar semantic meaning, making it useful for AI-powered search and RAG applications. Question 6. Why is chunking commonly used when preparing documents for a RAG solution? A. To divide large documents into smaller, searchable sections. B. To encrypt the entire database. C. To remove authentication. D. To increase network bandwidth. Correct answer. A. To divide large documents into smaller, searchable sections. Explanation. Large documents can be divided into meaningful chunks before embedding and indexing. This allows retrieval systems to return relevant sections instead of entire documents. Question 7. A developer wants an AI application to return structured information that another application can process. What should the developer define? A. A structured output format. B. A network firewall rule. C. A storage account name. D. A DNS record. Correct answer. A. A structured output format. Explanation. Defining a structured output format, such as JSON, makes AI-generated information easier for applications to validate, parse, and consume. Question 8. Which approach can help improve the quality of AI-generated responses? A. Provide clear instructions and relevant context. B. Remove all context from the request. C. Use intentionally ambiguous prompts. D. Ignore the application's requirements. Correct answer. A. Provide clear instructions and relevant context. Explanation. Clear instructions and relevant context help the model understand the task, constraints, and expected result, which can improve response quality. Question 9. An AI application needs to perform an action in an external business system. What capability should the developer implement? A. Tool or API integration. B. Image compression. C. DNS caching. D. Static file hosting. Correct answer. A. Tool or API integration. Explanation. Tool and API integration allows an AI application to interact with external services, retrieve information, or perform controlled actions. Question 10. Why should access to AI application tools be restricted? A. To reduce the risk of unauthorized or unintended actions. B. To eliminate application testing. C. To increase model size. D. To disable authentication. Correct answer. A. To reduce the risk of unauthorized or unintended actions. Explanation. AI applications should follow least privilege principles. Tools and APIs should provide only the permissions required for the intended workflow. Question 11. A developer needs to store application secrets securely instead of placing them in source code. Which Azure service should be considered? A. Azure Key Vault. B. Azure DNS. C. Azure Load Balancer. D. Azure CDN. Correct answer. A. Azure Key Vault. Explanation. Azure Key Vault provides secure management of secrets, keys, and certificates, and can help prevent sensitive credentials from being hard-coded into applications. Question 12. What is the benefit of using managed identities in an Azure AI application? A. They can reduce the need to manage credentials manually. B. They make all resources publicly accessible. C. They remove authorization requirements. D. They disable encryption. Correct answer. A. They can reduce the need to manage credentials manually. Explanation. Managed identities allow supported Azure resources and applications to authenticate to other services without requiring developers to manage credentials directly. Question 13. An application processes confidential customer data. Which design principle should the developer prioritize? A. Least privilege and data protection. B. Public access. C. Shared credentials. D. Anonymous authentication. Correct answer. A. Least privilege and data protection. Explanation. Sensitive AI workloads should use appropriate identity, authorization, encryption, and data protection controls to reduce unauthorized access and data exposure. Question 14. An AI solution produces responses that are not supported by the organization's documentation. What should the developer investigate? A. Retrieval quality and grounding. B. Monitor resolution. C. Keyboard configuration. D. Browser theme. Correct answer. A. Retrieval quality and grounding. Explanation. Unsupported responses may result from poor retrieval, irrelevant source data, inappropriate chunking, or insufficient grounding. These components should be evaluated. Question 15. Why should AI applications be evaluated with representative test scenarios? A. To identify incorrect behavior and edge cases. B. To eliminate the need for monitoring. C. To increase storage automatically. D. To disable security controls. Correct answer. A. To identify incorrect behavior and edge cases. Explanation. Testing with realistic scenarios helps developers evaluate response quality, identify failures, discover edge cases, and improve the overall application. Question 16. A cloud AI application experiences increased traffic. Which design characteristic can help it handle changing demand? A. Scalability. B. Hard-coded capacity. C. Manual-only deployment. D. Single-user architecture. Correct answer? A. Scalability. Explanation. Scalable architectures can increase or decrease resources according to workload requirements, helping applications handle changing demand efficiently. Question 17. Why is monitoring important after deploying an AI cloud solution? A. It helps identify performance, reliability, and operational issues. B. It guarantees that no security incidents can occur. C. It eliminates the need for testing. D. It prevents all incorrect AI responses. Correct answer. A. It helps identify performance, reliability, and operational issues. Explanation. Monitoring provides visibility into application performance, availability, latency, errors, resource usage, and other operational signals. Question 18. A developer wants to improve an AI application after deployment. Which information can be particularly useful? A. Application metrics, logs, evaluations, and user feedback. B. Desktop wallpaper. C. Keyboard layout. D. Monitor size. Correct answer. A. Application metrics, logs, evaluations, and user feedback. Explanation. Operational telemetry and user feedback help identify weaknesses and guide improvements to prompts, retrieval, application logic, performance, and user experience. Question 19. Which approach is most appropriate when deploying an AI application to production? A. Validate security, performance, reliability, and functionality before deployment. B. Deploy immediately without testing. C. Disable monitoring to reduce complexity. D. Give the application unrestricted permissions. Correct answer. A. Validate security, performance, reliability, and functionality before deployment. Explanation. Production AI applications should be evaluated for functionality, security, performance, reliability, and operational requirements before being released to users. Question 20. What is the best long-term approach for an Azure AI cloud solution? A. Continuously monitor, evaluate, secure, and improve the application. B. Deploy it once and never review it. C. Ignore changes in workload requirements. D. Disable logging after deployment. Correct answer. A. Continuously monitor, evaluate, secure, and improve the application. Explanation. AI cloud solutions require ongoing management, Continuous evaluation, monitoring, security reviews, performance optimization, and improvements help maintain a reliable solution as requirements evolve. Great job completing these Microsoft Developing AI Cloud Solutions on Azure exam practice questions. How many did you get right? Share your score in the comments. For more Microsoft Developing AI Cloud Solutions on Azure exam practice questions, detailed explanations, and complete exam preparation, visit Study for Exam using the link in the video description. Thanks for watching. If this video helped with your Microsoft Developing AI Cloud Solutions on Azure exam preparation, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more certification practice videos. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and good luck with your exam.